also have deaf parents. So I have deaf parents like all of you. So hands up, who has deaf parents? Okay, so we're all the same.
Who's there now? T. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Group of 5, come here.
We need 3 more.
Oh, I have you spelled.
And so I'm from Australia. And so you might see that some of my signs are a little bit different, a little bit funny, is that right? My signing's a bit different. Well, that's because I